Hey guys, I'm Sherwin.
And I'm Oshan.
And you're watching Streets of Ceylon.
So guys, we have the owner of this gorgeous Glanza here, Mr. Shenal, to talk about the difference between the conversion and an original Toyota Glanza. So, what is the major differences? Like, what are the major differences between a conversion, an original and a conversion?
So that's a good question you got there, because that's a pretty much of a big question for everyone out there as well. The difference between a conversion and an original Glanza is that's quite not of a big difference, because the conversion will also look like the original one.
Yeah,
so,
there are pretty good conversions.
Yes, they are. In fact, indeed. So what happens is the manufacturers of Toyota Starlet has two versions. One is a two-door Starlet with the Glanza S with the non-turbo normal 4E FE engine. And there was a one version which you all can have the Glanza V with the 4E FTE, the turbo version of it. So there's few different of the specs which we will be talking about in this video as well. And the difference between that is, in Sri Lanka, most of the versions which we have imported are the non-turbo versions. So later on, so we have the car culture here, which you all are actually promoting about.
Yes.
So these car enthusiasts have done the conversions of these two-door Starlets towards the Glanza V, which is the turbo version. So that's the difference between a conversion and a Starlet original Glanza V.
Also, you have mentioned to find out if it's a conversion or not from the engine code and the chassis.
That's a good question. For that, we need to pop the hood, and we'll find out how we are going to do it.
Oh yes. So for further questions about the engine, let's first pop the hood.
Yeah, that's it. So how we are going to find out whether it's an original Glanza V or whether it's a conversion? For that, we need to definitely pop the hood. So if you can come in for a closer look, right here. So this is the 4E FTE, the turbo version of the Starlet Glanza engine, right? So in here, you get the chassis code and the engine number. So in the engine number, you get 4E FTE in an original Glanza. In a Starlet conversion, in a normal Starlet, which we have, we'll be having a 4E FE engine code.
That's the non-turbo.
The non-turbo. So anybody who does the conversion cannot make this tag again. So this tag comes from the company itself. So therefore, for you all to find out whether it's original or a conversion, you all can find it right away from the chassis tag. So apart from that, the engine looks bit different. It has a big difference from the normal Starlet and the turbo version. So you get the top mount intercooler, pretty much stock of this car. Of course, this is pretty stock. You know, I have just having a HKS blow off, and that's it. That's all I'm having.
I mean, the car sounds pretty good for us, for a stock car.
And the main advantage of owning a Glanza is all you turbo enthusiasts want that whole spooling sound, the blow-off sounds, and the exhaust sounds. But you know, you all have a fact when you're driving a turbo car, with the petrol factor. You know, what is the cost of a liter these days?
108. I really don't know.
100 and it's nearly to 100. That's 180 of 95 octane 1 liter. So these cars nearly do around 12 kilometers to 15 per liter. Differs on how you drive. So if you're a heavy footer, it won't do that much. But average 12 to 10.
That's actually not bad.
That's the pretty much interesting fact about the Glanza. So most people tend to buy a Glanza because of the main consideration is the fuel consumption and the availability of parts. So availability of spare parts in Sri Lanka is quite high. There's so many sellers out there, so many importers down here as well.
Right. So you can see the engine bay is quite beautiful here. We have a strut bar going on.
That's a TRD strut bar along with the top mount intercooler. Only thing done, as I mentioned, was the HKS blow off. And the main specialty in a Starlet Glanza is that you get to run on high boost and low boost. So if you are planning on to save more fuel and ride low, you all can use with this low boost, which is coming for a switch inside, and it controls from here the wastegate. So apart from that, there's how much of a
it's
big
all stock, right? There are some Glanzas which have a front mounted intercooler as well.
You can do so much of modification. The main reason these Glanzas are so much popular in Sri Lanka, it's the fact that you can modify it. You all can have front mount intercoolers, you all can have you name it. You all can have ECUs, piggyback ECUs to a whole upgrade on ECU. Let's say whatever you name it, we can do the modification. Internal pistons you can modify to have more high compression, and these engine blocks can withstand more of anything. So only few cars like this have been produced by Toyota. So one is a Glanza, and I believe is the 2JZ, which is the which is the Supra. Sorry.
So yeah, we'll move on to the rest of the car and talk about the design and the back and all the bits and pieces of the car.
Definitely, speaking about the design, there are two different designs of the Starlet Glanza, which is the 97 and the 99. So we'll later on speak about that as well.
Yes. So let's talk about the interior of this particular Glanza. So
from as I mentioned, it's all from whatever the company sent me. I have nothing done to this also. So what you get in a 99 is you get this 3-spoke steering wheel, which is pretty much gives you a sports feeling when you're driving, and you get the meter board with these red indicators, right? And you get the AC control system and the airbags. So you get one airbag on the passenger, and also you get the airbag on the steering wheel as well. Main differences, of course, in a 99 interior is that you will have this sort of a design. So when you're doing a conversion, you have to either choose whether you're going to go with a 99 interior or a 97 interior.
So yeah, it's all up to you.
Yeah, so it depends on how you're going to do a conversion, or how you're going. You can't really import a car now with the current restrictions and all. So as I mentioned, this is the final registration. So after this, I don't think anybody else can do a registration as well.
Yeah, so we also have these basic AC controls and everything, and we have the digital time, just like every other Japanese car.
That's basically it, nothing else than that, apart from this little RPM indicator which was installed by the first owner. So might as well sometimes probably I might remove it. Don't know how things work.
Yeah, we have a boost turbo.
No, this is actually a turbo timer, buddy. I need to get a boost gauge on how much boost I'm running on. Apart from that, the company has given you an indicator on how you're going to get how many boost percentage which you're running on. So there's actually 3 lights which turns on when you're accelerating. It shows how much the turbo is pulling. So as I mentioned, there's a switch which you can shift from low boost to high boost. So if you want to run low with more gas mileage, you can turn on the low boost mode and drive it on a normal regular basis. If you want to pass someone, you can still do that with low boost also, but yet you can off it out and pedal the foot it out.
Oh yes. So yeah, that's basically the interior, and for me it's quite comfy. It's not
it's quite comfortable, but these seats are quite the company spec seats, so you don't get much of a sports feeling. But as you can see, there's so many cars in Sri Lanka having bucket seats to semi bucket seats, you name it, they have it. There's a lot of modification that you can do.
I mean, yeah, when it comes to modifications, it's actually there's no limit to it.
Go on. So of course it's having a 5-speed transmission, and that is coming with all Glanzas. Whether it's a Glanza 97 or 99, you get a 5-speed transmission. But I wish it would have a 6-speed as well.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think the 5-speed is like
5-speed is totally enough. But if you have another gear, might as well shift it.
I mean, there's R mode for racing.
That you can't. Yeah, R is there for racing. You can just shift it right backside, and you can have the whole gearbox floating downwards. That's it.
Right.
So that's basically about the interior, buddy.
Yeah, we'll move on.
Okay, so now that we're in the rear of the car, and this Chanel Aya is over here is going to tell us more about it. My main question to you would be, what is the major difference or the key differences between a 1997 and a 1999 Glanza?
Good question. So as I mentioned, there's 2 versions of Glanza and the Glanza V. In the Glanza V, we have a 97 version and a 99 version. Not much of a big difference though, starting from bumpers and the interior and the rear side, of course. So those are the big major differences. Of the engine, of course, it's pretty much same to same.
Okay.
So in the 97 we have a normal front bumper. You all can have a picture of it as well.
Definitely.
And in the 97, which I'm owning right now, the 99 version, we have the crystal fog lights, and the rear with this type of a small spoiler with the brake light.
Okay.
So apart from that, there's nothing in the 99 version. But in the 97 version, you get a you can have it. There are so many modifications that you can do. We have the jam modification.
What is that exactly, if you don't mind telling me?
Well, there's actually there are a few different versions which has been modified by few different companies. Whereas the jam kit comes with a lowering kit, and it's with you all can have a picture of it. And then we all have a you call it. I really can't remember.
That's all right, man.
Oh
well, awkward. Definitely awkward, right?
Can't remember that.
Well, that's fine.
Okay.
Let's move on, shall we?
Yeah.
So, tell me, what makes your car so unique, other than this very nice number plate over here?
Nothing.
Nothing.
To be very frank, my Glanza has nothing. That's the unique part.
I like I said before, I do love bone stock cars. You can't beat them. I mean, no matter how shitty they are, mind my language, they are kind of.
I'm frank with it. I mean, you have nothing apart from this car, from the company spec engine with the company spec shock absorbers. Apart from that, there's nothing available on this car. So the main thing which is so special about this car is the number, because mainly in Sri Lanka you cannot register these are basically 98, 99 models, and so you can't register them,
Almost
right?
23 years old.
Yeah, so this is a custom auction car.
Okay.
The registration and the ownership was done by Chenal. That's not me, Chenal. That's another Chenal.
A different channel.
Different Chenal.
Okay.
So so Chenal's owning the Glanza from the day from 2019. So this registration was done in 2019, and it has the lowest mileage in Sri Lanka. So
Really?
yeah, it's somewhere nearly to 80,000, which what I'm running currently. It came to Sri Lanka with somewhat of a 60,000 mileage.
That's impressive. Really impressive, honestly.
Really impressive. So that means that's a lot of work for me to be done as well.
True. So why don't we talk about the boot space, which I can clearly see that there's none. But we should still talk of it for the sake of it. Talk about it for the sakes.
Okay, let's speak about it.
Sure.
I'll pop the hood and see. We'll speak about it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so now let's talk about the boot space, which you can clearly see that there isn't much because of this gigantic speaker over here. So tell me about it.
I'm quite frank. Boot space is quite good, but I just, as you can see, pretty much teed it up with these speakers. So quite probably are gonna
Take them off, right?
take them off. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's not compatible with the speakers and boot space. You can't have it. So either you can have the speakers or either you can have the boot space.
You can't have both, obviously.
You can't have both. You can, but there are small speakers you can use. So I'll be probably going for that upgrade.
Okay, so guys, that's about it for this bone stock Glanza. If you guys enjoyed it, see you on the next one.
Well, that's about it. The Starlet Glanza week. Make sure you like and subscribe and ring that bell icon on Streets of Ceylon. And wait until you get your next invite on your beautiful ride. Thank you.
Hope you guys enjoyed the little review of this bone stock Toyota Glanza. And also special thanks to the owner for bringing the car on such short notice for us.
Indeed.
It's a lovely car, as you guys saw in the review.
And yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe, like, and definitely hit that bell notification icon to get notified when we upload brand new videos. So that's about it, guys. Stay safe.
See you in the next one.
We'll-